We're going to be doing a first impressions demo today of the new CoverGirl Outlast Stay Luminous foundation. I got mine in the shade 855. When I went to Rite Aid, they did have testers of, I don't know, like 5 shades, and this one is in Soft Honey. They seem to run really light to me. I do have self tanner on. My face is quite pale. It's definitely showing up in the viewfinder. Pretty accurate. So we're going to try this one out. I also got like medium beige, but that when I swatched it on my hand was so light. So I don't know if these shades run pretty light because there wasn't too many shades darker than this. But this is 855 Soft Honey. It says it's supposed to give the skin even coverage and natural glow all day long. So I'm hoping this is going to not make me oily, but still give me like that luminous look. It's supposed to be very hot today, like 100 degrees. So we'll see how this holds up. I did use a primer. I always have to use a primer no matter what foundation I use. Otherwise, just everything breaks down on me. So I just used the smoothing primer from Makeup Forever, and I just put it in my T-zone. It's the only place I put it. Otherwise, my T-zone would be a hot mess, and no foundation will hold up ever. So it does come with the pump. I do like the original Outlast Stay Fabulous. It has great coverage. It lasts all day, and I really like it. So this one has a pump, like I said. At Target it was about $10, and at Rite Aid it was a lot more expensive, but Target didn't have all the shades. They only had like 5 shades. Rite Aid had all the rest of the shades. I paid $12.79 for this from Rite Aid. Target again was like $9.99 or $9.79 or something along those lines. Okay, so it is a like creamier foundation. It's not super thick, but it's also not really liquidy and runny like an Urban Decay Naked Skin. So I'm gonna try this with my beauty blender just because I find my beauty blender just blends things so much nicer, and I always am happy with the outcome of a beauty blender versus a brush. So this color match is perfect. This color match is so good. If you're wondering, I've heard that the MAC Pro Longwear waterproof foundation, the Nourishing Waterproof Foundation, runs light for MAC shades, but in that one, a perfect match for me was like NC35. So I'm assuming I'm like an NC30, NC35-ish, somewhere around there. So if that is your color, you might want to try Soft Honey, which is crazy to me because it was pretty far down the color spectrum as far as there's a lot of lighter shades. So for all you lighter gals, you will like that. So I'm just kind of doing half my face right now. Yeah, this is a great match. Great match. I really like the coverage. I mean, I don't have really problem skin. I just have a little bit of redness usually on my cheeks and a little bit around my nose. And it did a nice job of covering that. So far, it does have like a little bit of a luminous finish to it, which is okay. Obviously, it's a luminous foundation. It does even everything out. It kind of gives a little bit of a glow. Let's do this other side of my face, and then we'll see how it looks when it sets. And I did a total of, I pumped out 3 pumps, but the first pump was not a full pump just because it was pumping out the product for the first time. So it was probably like 2.5 pumps for my whole face. All right, so that is 2.5 pumps all over my face. It evened everything out. The color match is fantastic. It blended really easily. I'm gonna look up close here, and my nose tends to be a little drier, and it didn't accentuate any dryness. Like, I know that my nose is dry, but when I look in the mirror, it totally just smoothed over it, and my nose does not even look dry, which is great because the foundations I've been wearing lately have really accentuated that. So blended beautifully. I love the radiant glow to the skin. It's not oily or dewy or greasy looking. It's just very healthy and luminous. Does not accentuate dry spots. 2.5 pumps gave me a really nice, pretty much almost full coverage to my skin. The color match is perfect. So far, everything I'm loving. I love the way it applied with the Beauty Blender. I'm gonna finish up with the rest of my face, and then I'll check back in and show you what it looks like when the rest of the face is done, and then we'll check in throughout the day. Okay, so I am back. I finished up my makeup. I just tried to do a coral lip. I'm not sure how much I like it, so I don't know if this is going to last very long on my lips, but Finished up my makeup, everything layered over it really beautifully. I used some cream blushes, cream highlighters, cream bronzers. They blended in very easily without budging or moving the makeup. I just set my T-zone and my under eyes with my MAC CC powder, which is what I always do. And so far, I love it. I love the color. I love the way it looks on the skin. It doesn't look cakey. It doesn't look heavy. It looks really, really beautiful. And then, so it is currently 8:36. I applied all the makeup at about 8 o'clock. So I'm going to fix my hair, get dressed, run some errands, and I'll be back in for a checkup in a little bit. But it has stayed the same really pretty luminous finish that it was when I first put it on. So but it didn't get oily, and it still held up really well. The things that I will notice or mention, right here above my eyebrow, like I scratched or itched my forehead, and I had like a big spot like of missing foundation, and so I was obviously in public, so I kind of like fixed it by just, you know, pushing the foundation around, I guess. So it didn't, for some reason on my forehead, it didn't maybe set as well. And I have some like massive sunglass marks, if you can see that, from my new glasses that are pretty tight, so they really do rub off a lot of foundation. So sunglass marks, I have massive sunglass marks. I ate a really delicious burger and it did not wear off around my nose or my face. So it's just that one spot on my forehead and where my sunglass marks are. So I'm actually going to touch that up a little bit now that I'm back home, and I can put a little bit more on that spot, which, I mean, that's pretty normal. Most foundations are gonna wear off where your sunglasses are. I never hear anybody talk about this in their video, so I always feel like I'm like the weird person that talks about their sunglass marks, but honestly it's like one of my biggest pet peeves, and I always carry concealer with me to fix that because I hate sunglass marks. So I'm just gonna touch that up on my nose to kind of fix that, but I didn't even need to blot. I'm not shiny or dewy or oily or anything, which I was really surprised because it is rather hot out. So I'm gonna touch up just this one little spot here too, where the foundation rubbed off from itching my face. So if you're a person who touches your face a lot, this might not be the greatest foundation because it obviously seems to transfer a little bit or come off easily. But other than that, those were like the only two things so far. It still looks great on the skin, healthy, glowy, dewy, really, really love the finish. So it's been 6 hours. We're gonna check back in a few more hours and see how it's all holding up. Okay, I am back in for my final check-in. It is 6:40. I've had this foundation on for almost 11 hours and it has held up amazingly. It is definitely, but it's held up really nicely. It hasn't accentuated any dry areas. It didn't get shiny. It didn't get greasy or dewy, but it kept a healthy, like luminous look to my skin all day long with just setting my T-zone. I can say that if you're a face toucher, you might not love this foundation because I do find that it does transfer a little bit, but overall it's a very beautiful finish. It wears well on the skin. It wears nicely throughout the day. I have combo skin. It did not make me oily or greasy. It did get a tiny bit shiny like in the T-zone area, which is pretty standard for me, but the rest of it held up really, really well. My blush and bronzer is still pretty bright. My highlight is still really bright. It got a little bit patchy on my cheeks, which tends to happen. I don't really know why, but my cheeks always tend to be a little bit blotchy. But yeah, I think it held up fantastic. I am a really big fan of this foundation just off the first impressions of using it for today. Today's the first day I've tried it. Again, my shade is 855. I think these run a little light. This is in Soft Honey. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, Soft Honey. But love this foundation if you are looking for a healthy, glowy look to your skin that's not dewy or greasy or oily looking. This is fantastic. If the regular Outlast was too drying on your skin or too matte, you might really, really like this. I think for a drugstore foundation, this is great. It's great. I think this is a fantastic foundation. Really, really like it. So first impressions, it got 2 thumbs up. So if you've tried this, let me know your thoughts. I'd love to hear your experience using it. So in my Instagram post, a lot of you had commented that you really liked this foundation. A couple of you I don't think liked it, but overall I think it got a pretty good review from you guys. So if you've tried it, let me know down below. I give it 2 thumbs up. I think it's beautiful and fantastic. And yeah, I really like it. So thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!